Hello and welcome to another video, and it's DJC time again. It's Amico Forever, and it's Amico Forever number 50, yay! Just before I get into this, yeah, I made a video yesterday about the Queen is dead, long live. Oh God, I was so tempted to say just now something like Alan Partridge, when he, on the first series of I'm Alan Partridge, when in one of his late night radio shows, he just says, when he's about to introduce a song, just says, "The Queen is dead, long live the King's singers." And then he plays this, and then when it comes back to him, he says, "I just have to apologise for anyone who's phoned in. The Queen is not dead." But yeah, the Alan Partridge series, mostly they're absolutely brilliant. The first series is brilliant, as well as his Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. I'm Alan Partridge Series 2, a little bit hit and miss. There's been lots of spin-offs along the way, lots of sort of one-offs. I never got into the day-to-day, which is where his character started. But Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa, bloody brilliant film. Anyways, personally, I'm pig bloody sick of hearing about the Queen. We could all live to nearly 100 if we had 100 doctors at our beck and call, keeping us going whether we want them to or not. And when it comes to the royal family, they will just keep them going as long as possible. With most of us, if we fell ill for whatever reason, and we went into hospital and they thought, "Well, Dom, you've got like about a 10% chance of your Amico coming out. I mean, because of you, 10% chance of you living," then they would just say, "Right, do you want to call it a day?" Or they probably wouldn't even ask. They're just like, "Right, you got a 10% chance of making it. So yeah, shall we pull the plug? Yeah, okay." But when it's the royal family, they just keep them going. I mean, personally, I believe that everyone is equal. And so to see a royal family who, centuries ago, took land and castles by force and are revered by the clueless minority in our nation, it's all a complete nonsense. I was looking forward to hearing what the plan was to resolve our energy bills going up to ridiculous levels. That's what was supposed to happen yesterday. It got a bit of an announcement in the morning. Well, when I say yesterday, I'm recording this on the Friday. Part of it will go out on the Saturday, I'm intending. Then, if this ends up being three-parter again, it'll end up going out Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. But yeah, this is supposed to be. Then we're supposed to be like debating it all about the energy bill thing in the news later on in the day, and then the Queen happened. But when it comes to our energy levels, earlier this year, I know I've mentioned this before, it was around about £1,100. Was like the annual bill. Then it's gone up in about July up to about £1,900. That's in the height of summer, which has been very warm. Then that's due to be around £3,500 from October. Now, though, the Tories, the powers that be, they haven't got a plan. This is not a plan, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, for decades, we'll be paying their planned... This is if it goes through, of course, because it's still got to be debated. But if it goes through, it will be paying for a planned £150 billion rise in borrowing over the next 2 years, rather than taking out the £170 billion that the energy companies will make in excess profits during that time, which was the plan from the opposition. That said, I think the Tories have just given up and will cream it in until they're forced into a general election, and then they'll have fucked the chances of a Tory party in power for however long, which is a good thing. But we need better than Keir Starmer for Labour. Perhaps Angela Rayner out the current lots with Lisa Nandy as backup. They've got more balls than Keir Starmer anyway. But about the Queen, apparently because she's died, we won't get any comedy programmes on TV for the next 12 days. For some TV channels, that will be no change at all. And we're constantly told that the nation is in mourning. Well, I'm not. I still had to go to work. Then I went to get some new walking shoes after work, and they feel really comfy. I didn't sit at home staring at the same 5 minutes of so-called news on the TV repeated endlessly. Anyways, but just about me, DJC, King DJC video. I put it up yesterday. I love this comment from Joe Zanol. Shame Queen Elizabeth didn't live to see the Amico. Amico couch co-op could have brought the royal family closer. It's absolutely brilliant, that. I love that. Let's get on to the DJC. So we've got three little bits, first of all, before we sort of get into the meat and potatoes about the Amico. I've got a nice bit of red wine ready to go, and I might have to have a top up along the way, because I say this one might go on for a while. We'll see how we go anyway. So I'll put the subtitles on because there's lots of people talking. At this point we've got 5 people. Got DJC, Retro Rich. Sorry, this red wine kicking in. From BIC, Bacon Ice Cream Productions, Papa Pete, Nick from Geeks with Cash, and Jeff from Go Game Go. That's quite a nice little unit there, actually. That's a good way to show off your game collection. Anyways, we're starting with an absolute doozy here. I love this. This is outstanding.
Hey, it's an Intellivision question.
Wait a minute. Are crab legs on the menu tonight?
Crab legs.
Oh, I sure hope so. Hope someone's having crab legs. It's been in the chat all night, and we've barely gotten started.
Actually, now it's a bit annoying because I've got that on. It's just getting in the way of the bloody text. I'll put it on if I need to. We'll see how we go. Why
is Intellivision not giving refunds? They are.
The pirate with the pirate ship with John Avocado. Why is Intellivision not giving refunds? And in fact, let me just do one little thing. Okay, so we'll just back up a little bit, and I brought something up, and I'll bring it up when the key moment happens.
Tonight.
Oh, I sure hope so. Hope someone's having crab legs. It's been in the chat all night, and we've barely gotten started. Why is Intellivision not giving refunds? They are. They are actually giving refunds. They started doing that a while back.
Well, I got my refund, but then the trouble is, when Intellivision decided they want to keep all the money for themselves, and they didn't want to give anyone any money, and they've got their $10 million in debt, even though they've got $17 million and they're squirreled that away in the Cayman Islands, they don't want to give anyone any money. So no one's getting money. And besides, anyway, how can you give money back to people when your offices are no longer open? You've got no staff to issue refunds. Of course, deluded DJC still thinks everything is full steam ahead.
They've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
A little while, ages ago, and then they stopped.
Yeah. They have not done them all in one shot. They have been.
Because it's so difficult to do them all in one shot. I know Darius has mentioned this. It's just surely just it'd be a quick process of just being able to just refund someone. It's not rocket science.
Yeah,
so they kind of filter.
It's been slow, but yeah, they're doing them. I'm seeing people post on Amico Facebook too.
Well, yeah, the Amico Facebook group that no one can have access to unless you're tongue licking the arseholes of anyone into the Amico.
That's showing the
it's
Amico
way
Club.
slower than we would all.
I was about to say that. Yeah, there's tons of users in the group that have been coming up saying, "Oh yeah, here's my thing that I got."
Tons of users. Show them then. Show them. Yeah, they can't hear me. I know because it's my voice cannot travel back in time.
Ooh, Irish coffee. That's good too. A good Irish coffee is not too bad. Red Bull in the house.
Legs, but I did hear a few guys here might have crabs.
Oh God! Alien secretion used to be a staple drink. We turned into slash. No kidding.
Maybe just skip forward a little bit.
And mirror and Reddit. Maggie's not even
videos.
Bloody saggy melons. Okay, and here's where we come up to the poll. We have a poll. What are your favourite moments? I can't even fucking speak now. What are your favourite moments about Amico Forever after 50 episodes? One of which is Nick from Geeks with Cash eating.
I see Mike's in chat. He voted for me eating. I voted for myself as well, sir.
Yeah, where are we at on that? Let's see. We're at Catfighter still 40% on Cat.
So he's obviously got a poll this time that he can actually control the narrative on. So Catfighter, whatever that is, he seems to be thinking that's some sort of game, and then they sing the words Catfighter. I have no idea what's going on.
Catfighter. Oh,
wow! I'm sort of catching up to Catfighter, but I'm behind the Pooping Flamingo.
Yeah, so Pooping Flamingo is the second option, I think. Whatever that flamingo thing is that DJC tried to use for a while to boost his viewers, it didn't work.
And Reb walking, not even like I thought we were
not even close.
And so for the other options, we've got Nick eating and Rab stalking. Rab walking the streets. Yeah, that time when he was doing a live stream, this particular live stream, and for some reason, rather than just being in his house and live streaming, he was out walking the streets. Now I sometimes go for a walk in the afternoon, sometimes at lunchtime, but for Rab, it seems his afternoon or morning lunchtime walk sort of seems to be about midnight time. Very bizarre.
What's happened in original Next Level game?
Oh, it's Mike Malist. And here's where the bit about Intellivision refunds. Are they giving refunds? This is where it gets really, really good.
They're not PayPal disputes. They're really giving them out, man.
So Jorge Papadopoulos, he's back on. DJC said that they're giving refunds. No verifiable proof Intellivision is giving refunds or answering emails. That's because there's nobody to switch on the email machine. PayPal disputes do not count. DJC seems to think that there are no PayPal disputes going on.
They're not PayPal disputes. They're really giving them out, man. That is if someone did it through PayPal, they'll see that, but you don't have to dispute it.
Look at him stroking his beard. That's a sign of I'm talking through my fucking arse.
Them out, man. That is if someone did it through PayPal, they'll see that, but
dodgy, dodgy, dodgy.
You don't have.
It's like Tallarico tapping his face and feeling himself up.
Have to dispute it.
Yeah.
Or if that helps and you get it back that way, that's cool too.
That's cool too if you get it back that way.
Disputed it and got it back that way.
Hang on.
Or if that helps and you get it back that way, that's cool too.
I know some people disputed it and got it back that way. I know that's how some people got it back.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine.
But you did PayPal, you can do that. The only way that they're getting them back. So.
Hang on, say again.
Yeah. If you did PayPal, you can do that.
The only way that they're getting them back. So.
Yeah. No. There's definitely been multiple ways.
Multiple ways. No, it doesn't. PayPal disputes don't count because the difference is, if you do a PayPal dispute, it's not Intellivision who are paying it back. It's PayPal who are paying it back. It's their guarantee, so that if anything goes wrong, they will pay you that money. And then PayPal then have to go chasing after Intellivision for the money. I mean, good luck with that. But that's how PayPal they must have that built into their economic model because they've been doing it for years, such that they'll get the money back for you, then they'll try and get it out of the person you bought an item from or did a deposit through. Oh, good lord! I mean that's what just seems to completely elude these idiots about the fact that you get your money back, but it's not Intellivision paying you. That's what they don't understand.
I guess any way you want to get whatever's fastest for you. I'm still keeping mine, man.
Whatever's fast for you. We'll see how fast it is in a minute.
But yeah, I mean, more power to you.
Yep, I'm holding strong.
I don't think you're holding very much, fella.
Oh god, whoever King Crab is, he's
So yeah, we're talking about Crab again. But yeah, we just go to just the Intellivision. No, sorry, this is posted in both Intellivision-Amico or _Amico and posted in the Amico thread, which was the official Amico thread, Intellivision doodah for quite a while. Now it's been reclaimed. So thankfully it's been reclaimed. So if you were shadow banned in there before, like me, because Tommy Tallybacker didn't want to hear from you, now you can post in there. So it says follow up after 26 days of silence from Intellivision, including 10 days after a formal PayPal dispute. PayPal sided with me and reversed the transaction. Case closed in your favour. We reviewed the case you filed on July 7th. I've decided in your favour. We've issued a refund of $100 to you, etc., etc. So they paid for it in February. I mean, really, quite frankly, why were you paying them any money then at that time? Fuck me. I don't think they were even still taking deposits at that time. I thought, wasn't that the time when they were just asking you to put in an expression of interest? But either way, geez, I mean, if you're still putting money in 2022, you've got serious issues. But yeah, case closed. But 26 days of silence from Intellivision, including 10 days after a formal PayPal dispute. So over a month to get the bloody money back. But according to DJC, that's just fucking fine. Twonk. And now, like that bit in Star Wars when they're just about to go through the Death Star and blow it up, and they've got that long trek to get to the end goal. We now begin that final descent, because the video isn't coming to an end anytime soon. I assure you of that. But I don't think there's any point at which I stop from this point. Although I think that the last 15 minutes are a bit of a kludge, so I just I think I'll skip them after a while, because basically there's nothing Amico blah blah blah. We'll get to it anyway. God, this red wine is very potent. I do like it.
Yeah.
Tell me if you think red wine is good for these live stream. Not live stream, but it'll be a video anyway.
Controller and then have the games, right?
That would be perfect. I usually have it here someplace. Here it is.
Yeah, USB.
Make one of these.
I bet he plugs that up his arse every night.
And sell it with the pack. Do like a little gift pack or something with this. And
why the fuck would you have one of them? What the fuck are you going to do with that, with the fucking Amico? You got that silly little disc that didn't work, that nobody wanted, which is why no other company ever bloody uses it, because you don't need a 64 direction disc controller thingy, because you've got, just look at any joypad you've got in your house now, it just has a couple of joystick things on it, and they can go in any bloody direction. 360 degrees control on everything, on every bloody one. It was an 8 that just sort of seemed to feel like 360. Either way, it's not 64. Neither is the Amico 64.
Exactly.
I don't know. We got all the different controllers now for the Switch.
Yeah.
But is the market big enough for that? I don't know. But I would love
to
see it. If it was, that'd be great.
Well, I'll tell you what the homebrew market is.
Yeah.
The homebrew market. God. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of the homebrews for sale on Atari Age, and there's a lot of great games on there, don't get me wrong. And when they put out games that you can actually buy, I've not been to America for quite some time, but they have a Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and they sell, when they make new games, they sell them there. So instead of just getting the mail order, you can buy them in person. And they're about $60, I think, for a boxed edition. And compared to back in the day, when the pound has completely been trashed against the dollar anyway recently. Something like about £1 for £1.40. So sorry, £1 for $1.14. But back in the 80s, it was about It was about 2 to 1. So £30 for an Atari game would be about probably around $50 to $60. So in a way, that those prices haven't changed. So you can get brand spanking new games in for about $60 in great sort of hardware and great condition. I haven't got the money to sort of buy all those, sadly, and quite frankly, they'd all just end up on a shelf. But you can still buy them. But no one's going to be buying Intellivision ones. And you can also play. Usually you can just sort of download the homebrew games anyway. But you just sort of pay money if you want the box version. So, who's going to pay loads and loads of money for the homebrew games?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Dave. Another thing we talk about a lot on Mondays is it has some. What the heck? I'm seeing some weird people.
Yep, seeing some weird people. I'm looking at 5 of them right fucking now.
What they do is they have they've surpassed the original releases. So like you're getting 150 plus games released brand new for this classic Intellivision system.
Well, yeah, it is great to get some new games for old hardware. There's a lot of ZX Spectrum games that come out, and I've played a lot of them. They're brilliant. But you can sort of download them and play them that way. You're not necessarily going to go out and buy them physically. And again, as I said, you just wouldn't have all the money for it.
Yeah, I mean, is the market there for thousands and thousands or 1 million?
A million. You're going to sell 1 million homebrew games? Are you absolutely insane? Don't answer that.
No,
I don't know. That I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. The answer is no.
I mean, if you go back to like these things, like
He's struggling to move.
This in here.
Oh, those
Windy pops.
But like on this right here, these were made in what, the 90s or early 2000s. So this says there was 10 million of the greatest hits sold, and
yeah, that doesn't mean 10 million of that particular box set was sold, but 10 million. The games probably did sell 10 million worldwide back in the day. But that was back then. Games have moved on. Yeah, I don't know how many copies sell now of a brilliant game. I don't know what's a popular game. Let's just have a quick look. Pick it at the top of my head. Death Stranding, because I know that was the last Hideo Kojima game. Just looking that up. I've played one level of that when it came to the Xbox Game Pass, and I quite enjoyed it. I will go back and have another go at that because it was quite fun. So sales. So week 1, 185,000 copies. And as of October 2021. Sorry, as of July 2021, the game has keeps me different dates. July 2021, the game has sold 5 million copies for the PS4 and PC platforms. So 5 million copies of a huge game. And for little tiny homebrew games that no one cares about, or a handful of people care about, but the majority of people won't. Yeah, you won't sell a million.
This was in 2002. And then this is right when they started kind of doing this. So there could be a market. I think you'd at least get about, if you're saying 10, then maybe at least 5 million people that would probably buy.
So he's talking fucking Death Stranding numbers. So, I've got to write that fucking down. Jesus Christ, because that might just form the title of the video. Fucking hell. Amico games will sell more than Death Stranding. A little bit clickbaity at that point, because he's basically saying they'll sell as many as Death Stranding. So, but fuck it, let's see.
A controller and a game package to play these sports games.
I think if it was 5 million, it would be a no-brainer. They'd do it.
You did sell a controller with every single game. God, how many controllers would you end up with?
I don't know that the numbers would be that high. I certainly wish they would, and absolutely, because I'd get some, if not one or two. But there you go. Because that's, like I've said,
you haven't got a copy of Finnegan Fox, Saggy, and you will never get to play it because the game hasn't been made. You played a one-level demo.
All along, my goal was to be able to play these original games online against people. That's what I
answered my email about 11 days ago about an address change. Well, show us a proof, PJ Smith.
Really wanted out of the system, so I'd love to see it on. If it works out that it gets the system out by generating income, and it's licensed out to the Switch to have some sort of release or a store on the Switch, just like the NES one, the SNES one, etc.
Yeah.
etc.
But the whole point was these games were supposed to be exclusive to the Amico, and now they won't be. Well, they're not going to come out anyway, so it's a moot point. But the whole point was, so if they're going to be on any single console that you might have, whether it's PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, whatever, Steam, what's the point of spending $400 on Amico? When I got my refund for the Amico and the games last month, I just shipped them back. Not sure why people are saying they haven't been refunded. Because people aren't getting paid. Duh.
Or the Genesis one, because that's obviously an outside license one for the first time. And it would be awesome to see. Don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I really think it needs online play, though.
Absolutely.
Because, I think we all have a bunch of... how many different Intellivision Lives games you have?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this is happening, let's make it a little different. Let's update it a bit.
Yeah.
So it's going to update every single old Intellivision game, which is supposed to be the whole point of this anyway. And then nothing ever happened.
Let's also maybe use... I don't know. I guess I'm not... It's not like we can pick for it. We're not really... Can't really help the outcome. Maybe we can. I don't know. Yeah. But, I would love to see, a lot of the games that we haven't seen on all these collections, that we've all seen Astro Smash a million times. So if you're going to do it, do an online leaderboard with Astro Smash. I know it can't be co-op, or make a co-op. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. Like I know they're talking about that they're doing the deals with these IPs, but we don't know what it is or what. We know it's going to be multi-platform.
They are not doing any deals with any IPs or intellectual property. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, which are sort of individual games. There are no deals being made. You believed an email sent out by Phil, the man who cooked up the Calico Chameleon scam. And that thing from BBG, I took that apart at the time when the email came out, because when it came to as I showed on my video at the time, all you had to do was just go to the BBC, the BBG website, and you'll see that is there any information updated on there for September 2022? No, the last sort of post on there was September 2021. They've not updated anything, so God knows where Phil's made all this shit up about. And if then they've gone to him and said, Phil, what the fuck are you talking about? Trying to make it sound like we're doing a deal with you. He's not going to share that with us, is he? So unless BBG came out and said, we've said nothing of the sort to Phil, which they could, we just know it's fucking bullshit. Nothing's ever going to come out. But these clowns will just lap up anything that comes their way.
Well, the only multi-platforms are the Switch, the PS, the PlayStation, and the Xbox. So if they're going to be on that, don't do another greatest hits, because I don't think that's what these companies are be looking to do. They're going to have to want everything's online.
Yeah, because this is what, if you've got an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Switch, there's no there's no competition between them all. I've not got a Series X or S, but I've got the Xbox One S, but I don't really use it really because everything with Game Pass is on like PC as well. Got PS5 as well. What was I going to say? Yeah, sorry, my brain just completely flipped out for a second while I was in the middle of a thought. I'm not sure whether it's the red wine, because I'm in need of a top-up, or whether it's just the fact, come on, Dom, you're not 19 forever, pull yourself together. Now, as DJC is basically making it sound like if you've got a PS4, whatever, Xbox, Switch, you are going to want to buy all these individual games. You won't need, never mind these compilations, never mind Death Stranding 2, never mind God of War Ragnarok, never mind Halo Infinite, whatever. All these gamers, what they really fucking want, I'll tell you what they want, what they really, really want. What they really, really want is not to zig a zigar, but to buy old Intellivision games slightly reimagined. That's what they fucking want.
Yeah, and that, don't do another greatest hits, because I don't think that's what these companies are be looking to do. They're going to have to want everything's online. Like you said, Pete, when you guys used to play ice hockey and Nintendo, and the Switch online. There's no reason we couldn't play hockey or Super Pro Hockey or Chip Shot Super Pro Golf or Body Slam Wrestling, even though we don't know the moves.
Were all these games? I mean, I don't know. Certainly with the 2600 Atari, we didn't have any online gaming back then. So did the original Intellivision, actually have online gaming? I don't know. It's certainly not something I recall coming up. But could the Amico do it? Of course it fucking couldn't. It's a fucking mobile phone in a box, in a foot bath. It's not going to do all. It's not going to act like a bloody PlayStation.
And yeah, that's one I had to really read into. Super Pro Wrestling for Intellivision. Oh my god.
These wrestling games, I've not played one for a while, but quite frankly, it's just a load of button mashing and getting nowhere very fast. What was the one I played? WWE. Must have been 2018, 2K18, whatever it was, because it would have been 2017. Was it? No, God, it was a bit before that. It would have been 2K17, and it was played at Play Expo Manchester 2016 in October 2016, because I think that was the last time they had a proper sort of big expo there in Event City next to Old Trafford. Sorry, next to not Old Trafford, next to Trafford Centre. Which they had huge big stands. I'm pretty sure it's 2016 for It may even have been 2015. I can't. My brain's a bit hazy. But anyways, it was a good few years ago, and it certainly wasn't the last one they had there, because they had all these sort of huge stages set up for individual games, and then for the last one that they had in 2017, they didn't have many big game. In fact, they didn't have any big game setups. They had a lot of stuff there, and it was absolutely huge, and I loved it. But then after that, the next one they had was 2019 Play Expo in Manchester, and that was in March 2019, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't as good as 2017 or before that, because they moved it to Manchester Central, in the centre of town, and it was a much smaller place. And what else did they have? Since then, they've never had one in Manchester. Obviously, we had the pandemic, 2020 onwards. But then they've had late 2021. They've had it in Blackpool, and they've got it in Blackpool again, 2022. I probably won't be there, because the annoying thing is that, as much as I love playing the games, what I like at those Play Expo things is when we've got a combination of all the cosplay stuff, the retro games, or the arcade games, but there's no cosplay stuff there at Blackpool. I know they have some talks as well, like Manchester, but they just seem to have all the arcades are all in sort of it's like the room's bathed in like a purple light, so you can't see what the hell you're doing. Maybe it looks good for the screens on the arcade games, but you can't see. You try to take pictures of all that, you'd have no chance. No one would be able to. You just be taking pictures of purple stuff. No one will be able to see what your pictures are of. And so I like to take pictures, walk around playing the games, taking pictures of all the cosplay stuff, watching the cosplay masquerade. But it needs all of that to come together. And I know they have other cosplay events around, but nothing quite comes together as the Play Expo in Manchester that has everything. So, that's what I'd love to have to come back. Anyways.
Vision. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's, I don't know. But there's so many
times that it was not pretty.
No, it's they got funny names, but I remember I had to. God, I didn't even remember the last time I played that. Probably about 6, 7. It's probably when I had my flashback. I would kind of bring over to my cousins for like the holidays, and we'd always play baseball and bowling and football. But one day he was like, "Hey, throw on pro wrestling," and we were pulling up the instruction that's on his cell phone. I was like, I don't even know what that means. It was like, do this, then press this to lock a move, and you had to like put press number 5 and do a leg lock and lock that as your move. So when you press number 5, it'll do a leg lock, but only when running. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm confused already.
It doesn't say much to confuse. It doesn't say much to confuse DJC, that's for sure. The controls sound as complex as Lee Carvello's putting challenge.
But I mean, it's like, once again, Intellivision games were always really in depth.
Mm.
Well, for him, yeah.
Nintendo Switch games and the Amico controller would be sick. Play the Amico controller portably.
It's only 10-year-olds who say the word sick. How old are these people?
That would be cool. I just don't think I don't think that the technology in it will allow portable gameplay. You can save what games you have on the controller, but you can't.
How the hell would you get an Amico controller to work with a Switch game? Why on earth would you configure a Switch game to work with the Amico controller when about 5 people will have the console? If it ever comes out, which it won't. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, and he says he can save the game to the controller. Huh?
Play them on it, if that makes sense. It almost works like a thumb. Technology in it will allow portable gameplay. You can save what games you have on the controller, but you can't play them on it, if that makes sense. It almost works like a thumb drive.
So has it been verified that there's portable storage on the Amico controller? I don't think so. I don't remember that ever being mentioned.
Or maybe it's an activator. Nick could probably know more about that. But if you carry the controller to your friend's house and he says, and you dock it, it loads the games, all your games on their system.
As I understood, you have to take the games to your friend's house, as you would do with any console, and then you tap it on their console, your friend's console, and it would then download the games to them to play for a time while you're at their house. Obviously, all this is moot because it's not going to happen. But there's nothing on the controller itself.
Is that more like?
I think it just has a key code to where it basically stores your access of your account information.
Yeah.
So when you put it on there, it basically unlocks those games. So I would imagine it would probably download them and unlock them for play for a little while, and then they would go back to being locked later. Because I think you can keep them active for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't do it for 24 hours because if you took them to your friend's house and then activated it, you wouldn't want them to be there for a full 24 hours because you'd play it for the. God, my brain's going back to like 1982, 83 when I was going around to a friend's house and taking me Atari VCS as they were then games. But you'd in this case you would take them around. You take the games around to your friend's house, activate them, and then you just play them for a few hours, and then you deactivate them. However you do that, so you could then go home for the evening and play the games at your house, or leave the games with your friend and borrow some games to come to play at home. But it wouldn't just be a 24-hour thing and that's the end of it.
That was the idea anyway. I haven't seen that functionality in person, so I don't know how it works.
But it doesn't work. There is no such functionality whatsoever. Not once did Tommy Tallarico or John Avocado take a box after they plugged this thing on their stupid October 10th thing last year. Not once did they show the actual thing fucking working because it doesn't fucking work. How fucking stupid are you lot? Don't answer that. But we know that there's no games that have been made, and there's no functionality to tap it. And yes, even was, I mean, I remember I said a few weeks ago, is there even anything on the card itself on the chip? And then someone reminded me that yeah, all there is someone did a scan of it and there is something, but all it is the URL to take you to the website page. So all it will do is just sort of it won't even access the website page. That's all that's on the RFID chip that you've got for anyone who's bought the games. There's no way that will actually download anything to your console, and it won't even access the URL on your console because you don't even know if there's a browser on the console.
So the games that are on your controller, they're not really on there.
They're not on your controller.
And you wouldn't need a browser on the console anyway. Have you ever tried using a browser on a console? It's shit. You're trying to control it with the joypad. It's completely pointless. And yeah, at the very least, you just have a store, like a PlayStation store, Xbox store, whatever, just in order to buy the games, activate games, and so on. At no point do you need a fucking browser.
The keys.
Like your account information is there, right?
And then it downloads the game from the eShop.
It would unlock it so you could download the game and play the game.
Yeah, so
but I don't think it carries the game with it. I don't think the controller has the memory to be able to do that. But since it's tied to your console and under your account, when you put it in there, it probably goes out to the system and goes, "Oh, these games are on your account."
It's like Bruce from Family Guy. Oh no! Let's just hear this.
There, it probably goes out to the system and goes, "Oh
no!
These games are on your account. I see you're on your friend's Amico."
Yeah.
Right. So now he has access to the stuff you have.
Yeah. The way I think about it is when you download your game, right, and you have your controller docked on your Amico. When you take your
sorry, I'm not bringing up the chat fully because I don't want to. It'll just distract me even more, and this video is going to go on forever anyway.
You download your game, right, and you have your
Hoagie's back. Are you expecting the Amico release by 2024? Brilliant.
Controller docked on your Amico. When you take your controller to your friend's house, what the Amico does is it writes, like Nick was saying, like all of the serial numbers, let's say, of every game you've purchased from the store, and you take those serial numbers with you, and when you tap it to your
sorry, Bacon Doodah. Look at Nick's fucking t-shirt. What the fuck?
Store, and you take those serial numbers with
Nick's got a fucking picture of DJC in a sort of Blues Brothers pose on his fucking t-shirt, on his fucking chest. And look at fucking DJC smirking like a twat. Good lord, Windy Pops. What? That is fucking weird. Does Nick go to bed with DJC every night? Don't answer that.
With you, and when you tap it to your friend's Amico, it goes, "Oh, okay. Well, this person has licenses for XYZ games," and then it goes, "Well, do you want to download these games?" And then they download to your console, but they unlock them without the serial. They use the serial as the handshake, and then they go, "All right, well, you're allowed to play these games for 24 hours, and then we're going to lock it unless the control."
There's no 24-hour thing. Where do you get 24 hours from? And in any event, Bacon Doodah is just coming up with some random shit, his interpretation of whatever Tommy said back in October last year. And he's just saying, oh, this is how it works. But this is like Rab last week explaining how DRM works. And they're just making shit up based on their interpretation. There's nothing, none of it will work. But they reckon something.
Handshake, and then they go, "All right, well, you're allowed to play these games for 24 hours, and then we're going to lock it unless the controller's still there." And I think that's from the times that it was explained to me how that process works, that's how that works.
Explained to you? Good God.
And then what you have to do is you take that controller back and dock it to your home Amico to then refresh the licenses. So it's all basically just license keys. Carrying them around.
Thomas, these are all your friends? I think you need new friends.
No, that makes more sense. So it's more like just an unlock feature than it
makes sense with the Amico. Fuck me.
But carrying that, but it's used to kind of do that. So when you dock and stuff like that.
Yeah, Kevin just confirmed it too. He said it's fairly.
Kevin confirmed it. Kevin
Accurate.
Kevin just made shit up as well. Kevin Avocado. It's a fairly accurate understanding. It's sharing your games with friends. Games with friends. Good lord.
Understanding it's sharing games with
sharing
friends.
Your games. Yeah.
So you're not actually carrying them on the controller. You can just give them access to basically what's on your account.
Exactly. Yeah.
For a short period of time.
Yep.
Sorry, I've got the news on at the same time, and I just pause it a second. And there's pictures of people. I mean, they've done it in London by the Palace, and now they're showing Northern Ireland. Wherever there's a billboard with a picture of the Queen on, tons of people are just bringing up bunches of flowers and sticking them in front of the fucking poster. It's like when Princess Diana died, and they just put loads and loads of flowers in front of Buckingham Palace. Just paying for flowers that are just going to go to waste. And then they say, oh, we've got no money for food because of the cost of living crisis. Yeah, but if you haven't spent it on fucking flowers, you'd have some fucking food for dinner tonight, wouldn't you? And it just reminds me of the late, great Linda Smith. She had a brilliant, I think it ran for 2 series, a brilliant radio show on a comedy series on Radio 4 called A Brief History of Time Wasting. Similar to, obviously, a spoof of Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. And there was one episode where she was going to a funeral and they couldn't afford the flowers. So what they did was, and I've not made this shit up, this was in her brilliant script. The idea was the characters bought a cheap, crappy bouquet of flowers, just like not even a bouquet, cheap, crappy flowers, put them in a lay-by the side of the road, then drove off for an hour or so, came back after that, and then loads of flowers would now festooned the lay-by, because people had assumed there'd been an accident, a nasty car accident where people had died. And now the lay-by was full of flowers. And then they drove past and just stopped off and went, right, that's the best set of flowers. We'll nick those. And I was going to say you couldn't write it, but you did write it. Linda Smith wrote it because she was fucking brilliant. She sadly died of cancer, if I remember rightly. But just you couldn't make shit up.
Another thing was, what was I going to say? Someone said something in here. I wanted to bring it up, and it's literally we're getting close to 80 people.
Hold on, sorry. Look, Dread, bottom right of the picture. Docking the controller. It holds the DRM brackets NFT. There is no NFTs on the fucking thing. It's obvious that Tommy was just mistaking NFT for NFC, near field communication, instead of non-fungible tokens. And you saps bought it as NFT.
put something in here. I wanted to bring it up, and it's literally we're getting close to 80 people in here, and it's doing that weird jumpy thing. But anyway,
sorry, let me just I will bring it up for this. Sweet Nintendo Hooligan. I'm not sure whether this comes up here. Now that the things are moving forward with test units, would you guys even want Tommy to return to the limelight or keep going as is? I wonder if that comes up. Ooh, hang on.
Anyway, okay, look, to go back to it, so we've all, I know
I'm sorry, I keep getting cracked up between the conversation between Saggy and King Crab.
Oh, right. So
some of this
crabby.
should probably not be put on screen.
Oh, okay.
But it's very funny.
So it's been a while since, I know we have 2 people here that actually have not played the system, and then 3 that, yeah. So, but now looking at it, how do I put this? After all the craziness that's gone on or whatever, which I think most of us just want to play the system and like the games and like the idea for the system, and I don't think we really get too much into the drama or anything. But as of
you don't want to talk about the drama, like reality.
now, like I know we might have had what you've seen. What game? Like, so say you get your Amico, I don't know, January or whenever,
You're gonna get your Amico in January, I'm sure.
We'll just be honest. It ain't gonna be if it goes to manufacturing this year. I don't see it being out this year.
If it's not going to be out any year,
but I see it being. I think it really has a chance of getting manufactured this.
That was brilliant. Let's just hear that one again.
Being out this year, but I see it being. I think it really has a chance of getting manufactured this year.
What on earth do you base that on? Fuck me.
But like, what would be the games you were looking?
Please don't fuck me.
Looking forward to besides like the pack-in ones.
You're not my type, and I prefer individuals with less hair and women.
Besides the packing ones.
Less face hair, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd hope that the rest of the lineup that was shown to us would be either ready, or near ready.
None of the lineup was ready or near ready. It was just shitty demos.
For, whatever that launch would be. Top on my list always. Night Stalker, Cloudy Mountain. That's
Night Stalker. That's Rab, isn't it?
Yeah, those are the 2 that really kind of like when I saw the first little bits of it, and for all of the things that I've seen about Cloudy Mountain, being shown.
Sorry, just stop there. Brilliant, Sweet Nintendo Hooligan with his Morrissey picture. There we go. Now things are moving forward with test units. Would you guys even want Tommy to return to the limelight?
Too public and not too public. I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. That's it. That's the one I want. That's the shut up and take my money moment. It's like I want to play the game. So
those are 2. I know those are 2 that they're still. That's 2 main ones that are coming. Like it's not. Those aren't back burner games. Those are main ones that are coming out.
Right.
So like when I first saw Night Stalker, I don't know that, but I'm sorry. When I first saw Astro Smash, I was kind of sold because I'm a big fan of that, and to see it even in, I guess what I was expecting, and it goes back to what I always thought about the VCS. When they announced they're doing, hey, we're doing a brand new Atari, we're going to call it the VCS or whatever, or the Atari box was originally.
Right. Yep.
And I go, okay, so
the Atari box.
So are they going to take stuff like Asteroids, but make it, still those blocky kind of graphics, but maybe just a little enhanced, or not quite the recharge stuff, but just kind of just enhanced versions of the blockiness and kind of go with it.
So basically what he wants is not the original Asteroids, not the recharge versions, which I presume have sold pretty well because they keep making recharge games. He wants something in between. He thinks there's a market for something that's just for his brain. He thinks there's a market for a slightly upgraded Asteroids game that's still got blocky graphic. We may as well just play the fucking original. But slightly upgraded, but not quite recharged. There's another word that sounds like recharge, but I can't use it.